landing site mahali kunaitwa Wakula. Niseme nisiseme? Niseme nisiseme? Ni leo si leo? Ni fire si fire? Ni noma si noma? Ni broad based si broad based? Ni two term si two term? Ni Ruto si Ruto? Wacha nione two term ya William Ruto jameni, two term ya William.
Now, the opposition coalition has strongly condemned President William Ruto, accusing his administration of issuing passports to foreigners ahead of the next year's general election. During a visit to Naivasha, Nakuru County, the opposition claimed the move is part of deliberate strategy to influence the 2027 general outcomes. The group argued that granting travel documents to non-citizens before the polls could undermine the integrity of Kenyan electoral processes.
Anaitwa Susan na bwana yake na Kasongo wanafanya biashara pamoja. Huyu gavana alikuwa anasema ati Rigiji asifike Nakuru. Nakuru ni kwake? Nakuru ni ya mama yake? Nimefika sijafika? Wewe gavana unasema tusifike Nakuru ukiwa nani? Huyu mtoto wa Kiheka, mimi ndio nilikuja hapa nikampigia campaign, kweli ama uongo? Na huyu Kasongo nilimleta hapa. Mimi watu wangu naomba msamaha. Mimi nilileta Kasongo hapa. Naomba munisamehe. Naomba munisamehe watu ya nyumbani. Naomba munisamehe watu ya nyumbani. Huyu Kasongo ametuumiza. Na makosa ni yangu. Kufanya makosa si baya, shida ni kurudia. Huyu mtoto akaweka, mimi ndio nilimleta hapa akakuwa gavana. Naomba msamaha. Huyu Susan Keheka ni one term si one term? Watu wanasema Susan Keheka one term, one term, one term. Huyu Kasongo wakiwa na Kipchumba Murkomen, wakiwa na PS Belio Kipsang na yule Mrs. Chelagat, Director of Immigration, wanauza vitambulisho, wanauza passport kwa majambazi kutoka Sudan na kwingineko.
Wewe vijana hapa Mai Mahiu, ukitafuta passport ya Kenya haupati. Lakini hawa jamaa wanauza passport zetu. Wameuza Kenya, hawajauza? Kule juu wamefungua yule mpaka wa Kenya na Somalia. Wako wanauza vitambulisho vya Kenya kwa watu wasio wa Kenya. Wameuza Kenya, hawajauza? Sasa wameanza kuuza
kule Naikuru. Kule Naikuru mumeona Ruto na watu wake makateli wenzake wamenyakua ardhi karibu hata State House ya Nakuru inanyakuliwa na hoteli hapa. Hii ni aibu ama si aibu? Aende asiende? Wangama asema jamaa waende nyameni.
Senators have gathered in Naivasha, Nakuru County for a meeting to evaluate the objectives and success under their mandate. Julius Bitok, PS in the Ministry of Education, appeared before the senators to report on the current state of the education sector in the country. He highlighted recent improvements in infrastructure, teacher training programs, and increased access to learning materials in rural areas. The session also addressed challenges such as funding gaps, teachers shortages, and the need for curriculum updates to meet global standards.
Meaning the ratio is 1 to 26 across the board. The global standard requires us to have 1 to 25 learners so that we meet the global standard. The ministry has also invested heavily on expansion of infrastructure in schools, including in the construction of classrooms, laboratories, and wash areas. For the first time in our public schools, capitation arrived before learners this term. It is actually historical that this government, for the first time in many, many years, was able to send money to school before schools opened. I did receive capitation money on 20th of December. And by 2nd of January, I had sent all the money, the 44 billion, to our schools. And the schools were opening on the 5th, meaning we were 3 days ahead of opening schools. And it's happening for the very, very first time in many, many, many years. Now that we have successfully identified and expunged ghost learners from our records, in the recently recently concluded enrollment verification exercise. We are confident that we have reliable data to inform better planning and resource allocation in our schools. And I also want to report to the Senate that apart from cleaning the register, cleaning the data in our education system, we have also taken decisive action against teachers who we suspect inflated the numbers. We have also taken action against the sub-county directors of education who we suspect are capable with the idea of ghost students. Mr. Speaker, honorable senators, the framers of our constitution vested in the Senate an important role in the oversighting county governments, which are responsible.
Now, Health Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale has dismissed claims that 11 billion shillings in public funds was lost under the Social Health Authority, that is SHA, saying no money has been paid out irregularly. Speaking on the matter, Duale explained that the figures being cited relate to irregular claims submitted by various hospitals amounting to 12.7 billion shillings. He noted that the claims are currently under investigation and emphasized that any found to be fraudulent will not be paid. At the same time, Duale announced that SHA will cover up to 500,000 shillings for patients seeking specialized treatment abroad. However, he clarified that the cover will only apply where the overseas hospital has a formal partnership agreement with SHA.
No loss of 11 billion from the Social Health Authority. Figure, which currently in fact has grown, currently stands at 12.7 billion as of today, represents the claims that were flagged, the claims that we rejected, and the claims that were unpaid by our digital superhighway gatekeeper. So these are money that we have saved. These are money that if NHIF was in place today and was using the manual system, this money could have been paid to provide us. And I'm ready to give this 12.7 billion that we have rejected, that we have unpaid for, that we said we will not pay because of number of reasons, because of fraud.
Now, some members of parliament from the Mount Kenya region have declared they will not support any political negotiations to back President William Ruto's bid for re-election next year if Deputy President Kithure Kindiki does not retain his position on the ticket. The legislators said their support is conditionally insisting that the region cannot endorse a deal that removes Kindiki on the race. They argue that such a move would undermine the interest and political voices of the Mount Kenya voters. The leaders also dismissed proposals suggesting that the deputy presidency be allocated to the Orange Democratic Movement, saying they do not agree with any arrangement that compromises existing leadership positions.
Of Mount Kenya region. Take note of the ongoing discussions in the political scene and demands made by our brothers and sisters from the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, in relation to the entrenchment of broad-based arrangements ahead of the 2027 general election. From the onset, we affirm our support for Deputy President Kithure Kindiki and reiterate that he is the best man for the job. Our support for President Ruto is unequivocal. We support his re-election bid in the August 2027 presidential race on the United Democratic Alliance ticket with Professor Kithure Kindiki as his.
And meanwhile, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, has been urged to take strict action against politicians who incite hatred as the country approaches next year's general elections. Speaking at a UDA party mobilization rally, Stephen Manoti called on political leaders to be mindful of their statements. He specifically criticized former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, accusing him of contributing to national divisions through his remarks.
Deputy President, he should have a proper language to address the people. Yes. Those people whom he was talking against, their leaders, elected by the people of Kisii. Yes. He should know that those people are there on behalf of the Kisses people. Yes. So it was unfortunate that one to come from him. He's a leader, he can go anywhere. But let him choose the language he's using when it's addressing the people. Yeah. We don't want to incite our people. We want our people to listen to what the leaders are saying. But the leaders, they should use the proper language. I think that is what we want to tell anybody, any leader in Kenya, to use the proper language.
Now, health experts have discovered that bee venom could play a crucial role in combating aggressive forms of cancer. The breakthrough, unveiled at a project launch event, is expected to not only advance medical research but also strengthen the beekeeping industry, creating more income opportunities and boosting the economy. Speaking at the launch, Trade Minister Wycliffe Oparanya emphasized that apiculture is a key sector for economic development, linking innovation in health research with growth in agriculture and businesses.
The value chain is a strong example of how value addition can unlock new industries, create employment, and increase farmers' incomes. Demand for bee products globally has increased. Kenya currently produces about 8 metric tons of honey against a demand of approximately 47 million metric tons.
We currently have got a new market, quite an exclusive market for bee venom. And one of the challenges in Africans in beekeeping is that they have not been able to maximize bee venom. Bee venom is currently valued at $370 million US dollars, but many farmers have not been able to maximize it because of lack of standardization and lack of coordination.
And Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has urged African countries to work together to safeguard peace, uphold the rule of law, and strengthen social cohesion amid rising regional and global pressures. Speaking during the 6th anniversary of the Association of Anglicans in Africa in Nairobi, Mudavadi cautioned that global governance is facing increasing challenges that requires a united African response. He emphasized that collaboration among nations is crucial to addressing emerging security and economic.
Continent, we are seeing many countries falling back into extremism, fundamentalists beginning to take control, the rule of law being thrown through the window. And we fear that if we are not working together as a collective, including yourselves, we are going to have a very volatile continent as we go forward. And it is for this reason that I actually personally appeal to you as an association of evangelicals in Africa. Put your best foot forward. We have to talk to our citizens, young and mature and aged, all of them, in equal measure. We have to talk to them. We have to talk to institutions. We have to talk to governments. We have to talk to the leadership.
And the Kenya Red Cross Society, in partnership with other agencies, has rolled out food distribution program for drought-hit countries. The initiative targets over 3 million people affected by hunger following prolonged drought. Countries benefiting include Mandera, Marsabit, Wajir, Turkana, and Kilifi, with relief focusing on most vulnerable households. Officials say the program aims to ease the immediate food crisis as long-term solutions are pursued.
This achievement of Kenya shillings 40 million reflects the generosity of our diverse supporters, corporate partners, whose substantial donations have enabled bulk procurement, and efficient distribution. A vital role in bringing hope and sustenance to those affected by the drought.
We have 400 tons of food. That means we'll be able to reach a number of families for the next 1 month. The food hamper is designed to support a family for at least 6 weeks, and that is a major contribution to the relief effort.
And the government spokesperson Isaac Mwaura has denied claims that privatization proceeds will pay public debt. He said the program aims to unlock value from state assets to fund development projects. Anchored in the Privatization Act of 2025, upheld by the High Court of Kenya, the government expects to raise up to 600 billion shillings. Funds will go to the National Infrastructure Fund and Sovereign Wealth Fund to reduce reliance on borrowing and strengthen capital markets.
Anyone out there who is trying to confuse fellow Kenyans by saying that this money is going to be misused, is going to pay debts and all of that, no. We are going to roll out infrastructure. If there are stalled projects, for example, recently we are able to unlock 6,000 kilometers of roads because we have now been able to give out 177 billion Kenya shillings, and we've been able to pay the pending bills up to 255 billion verified ones, because we need money to circulate in the economy, because most people who are not being paid are between 0 to 98 million. So you can see that is what the government is doing, and also to strengthen, as you have heard, the privatization process will also strengthen the work done by small traders, MSMEs, and that is why today we have the Nyota program. And we are ready to hear from.
And Africa's aviation industry is grappling with significant financial shortfall, threatening growth and connectivity across the continent. Experts from the space finance sector say targeted funding solutions and innovation financial models could bridge the gap, making air travel more profitable for carriers. Industry players point to high operational costs, limited access to capital, and outdated infrastructure as key challenges. With proper investment, airlines could expand routes and boost passenger numbers, unlocking economic opportunities for the continent.
Is everything. You really need to be big in order to, maximize your revenue stream and make, because the margins are small.
Taxes on passenger flight ticket is excessive in Africa. We need to address that. If you don't have the regulation, let's say Cape Town Convention, for instance, which is very critical to aircraft asset financing, particularly for the fleet, lessee, they will not lease any aircraft to African if you are not part of the Cape Town Convention. And if they do, the premium is very high. So that's already blocking access to finance, affordable access to finance. So that's what the program is trying to achieve. Pillar 2 is really to finance our infrastructure, aviation infrastructure. I mean, as you rightly said, if you don't have the right airport, to modernize, safety issues are there, navigation issues are there,
Working toward the setting up of for example, an aircraft leasing platform, specifically for African airlines, guaranteed by African development banks, such as the AFDB and Afrixim, whereby African airlines can go and basically lease aircraft at a lower cost rate for them.
And in sports news, the Harambee Starlets will face Benin on March 2nd and Ivory Coast on March 4th in Abidjan as part of their WAFCON 2026 preparations. After the friendlies, the team will train in Miramas, France until March 15th before heading to Morocco for the tournament.
Group yetu iko tu sawa. Sisi pia unajua sasa football ni fani, hakuna underdogs. Hii group iko tu sawa, unaelewa? Sisi Algeria tumecheza nao friendly, Morocco pia tumecheza nao friendly. So sisi tunajuana, hao pia watajua sisi pia si wa rahisi. Sisi tunaenda pale tunaenda kupambana 90 minutes ndio itaamua hizi mambo zingine group ya nini hapana. For me naweza sema hii sasa ndio nilikuwa nangoja, last nilikosa. Nitapia na kitu yote nenye niko nayo kwa ground ndio baadaye ni regret. So hii sasa ndio tani yangu. Yeah, tuko na targets. As for us hatuendi kuparticipate AFCON, si tunaenda kama World Cup qualification, understand. So si tuko ready. Na sisi by the way tutaonyesha maajabu. Yeah, tunataka kumit president before to leave. I think itakuwa motivation poa, na unajua pia kuna tukienda vile nimeona ni kama tunaenda tukiendaga. So itakuwa poa tumeenda bila mzee kutupia maji ya baraka.
Naweza shukuru Mungu kampu iko poa. Maandalizi at least maandalizi ilikuwa mapema. Inaonyesha at least tutapata kitu kwa hii tournament yetu kwa sababu tumeingia kama mapema. Mimi on my side naweza sema bado tunarudishia Mungu asante juu kupata tena opportunity kama hii, na bado niko na hii opportunity bado ya kucheza stage kama hii. Mimi nashukuru kwa God na young players wenye wana upcome. Naona wana fight. Saa hii venye kulingana venye wameingia camp mapema wanaonyesha wamelearn more. Wana learn from me na pia mimi hata ni wadogo na pia mimi na learn from them. So wako tayari kupigania kitu. At least tukiwa na motivation, hawa wasichana wata work hard. Yeah, itatusaidia. Tena venye tumepata hii chance, itasaidia wengi upcoming kupata hiyo chance ya kucheza nje.
Matayarisho ni nzuri. Players wachezaji wamekuja wote, tuko na wachezaji wote kwa kambi saizi na muda kwa sawa. Finalist tutataja leo. Tunatarajia kusafiri na wachezaji 25 kwa sababu CAF inatupatia registration ya wachezaji 25.
And Nairobi United trained in Mombasa today ahead of their Mozart Cup opener against L15 from Malindi at Mbaraki Sports Club tomorrow at 3 p.m. Coach Geoffrey Odror said the team is ready, emphasizing focus, discipline, unity to defend their title. Fans are expected to turn out in large numbers as the champions aims for a stronger start.
Ni team poa, ni place grow. So ni wakiniona wanajua most of wachezaji wanajua wanachezea Nairobi United. So wako na ile motivation, wanajua ni timu kubwa. So watakuja wakiwa wako prepared, wa fight enough, wachukue points. Ni timu pia ukiangalia wamepanda recently, so pia wako na motivation. So watakuja wa give it all. Itakuwa motivation poa pia kwangu kama mchezaji. Juu recently unaona nimekuwa champion, so L15 wanajua kuna kijana wa Malindi ni champion, so itakuwa ni motivation poa pia kukeep hiyo title na ni kuwa champion tena. So game ya L15.
Tomorrow we have to start our campaign of the Mozart Cup strongly. So this is the tournament that we want, so we start by playing L15, and our main ambition is to defend our trophy, and to defend that we have to make sure that we start by winning tomorrow's match against L15 in Mombasa. Yeah, the team is gelling well. The players are in the mood to play, and this is a very positive thing. So we will encourage them to keep on with the same spirit, because we know for a team to win, we have to be together, we have to be happy for one another, we have to fight for each other, and this is what we are bringing to the team. Yeah, little is known about the opponent, but of course they were in the division, they were promoted as champion to the Division 1, so it is a team that has been playing football. So at least we know that they have been champions before at lower leagues. So it means that they have something, they have some quality in them, and we will take them seriously, so that we make sure that we collect maximum points. We are happy that at least all the group that we came with are intact, and we don't have any major concerns. All the players are ready, and it's just a matter of
And finally, it's a wrap for EBN Weekend Edition. Many thanks for watching. My name is Leticia Afandi and our sign language interpreter is Alfred Mwangi. Have a good night.